in the arena that's considered a sacred arena. It's time to have good feelings in your heart and just everywhere else. You know, it's forget about all your prejudices and everything else, that the bad feelings, and just have a good time. And then we dance for the people that can't walk, and we dance for the people that are elders, and that's who we dance for. That's part of our tradition.
Played on the Mission grounds, and they have a lot of history here, and they were very proud and fortunate to have the powwow here, and we asked the Mission administration and Franciscan Friars of California if we may host a powwow here, and they were very positive and very glad to see that we were able to use the grounds for our first annual powwow. The members of the San Luis Rey Band, elders, and tribal council, have volunteered their time and their services to coordinate the Intertribal Powwow. Many of them are working in the booths. We have an Indian fry bread booth. We are providing a soda and drink booth. We have a face painting booth, and we have our t-shirt booth. A lot of people like to see the Native American culture here through the crafts. A lot of the crafts here are handmade, as well as the mission grounds itself. If they were to tour the mission, they would see that the Luiseño people have worked very hard in the years to make Old Mission the king of the missions as it is now.
Hi, Aunt Louise. This is a happy day for the tribe.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I think this is the greatest. I'm telling you, I've been looking forward to this for years.
What I hear about the old fiestas, where they lasted a week or two, they were held annually, that the tribe had organized. What was passed down to you?
Well, they did celebrate for a week at a time. And it was around August that they celebrated, and it just happens to be my birthday, August 25th, because that's when they recognized the king that the mission was named for. And they used to come from the different reservations and just camp out here all the time. And like I said, they had these fiestas, and not only that, they made all their own little places where they were going to have their different eating places and whatnot out of willows that they came down here to the river, San Luis Rey River.
Now, is it my imagination, or have the dancers gotten even more beautiful and more showcased than ever before?
Yes, they have. I mean, after all, things changed, and things are more modern now. Before, they just used to have just a little strap in the front or whatever, and, you know, just very, very simple. That's over here. Of course, the other Indians in the Midwest and back east and all, they've always had the feathers. Well, we didn't have much of that.
My name is Bill Aviles. I'm a Luiseño Indian. I'm from here in San Luis Rey. Basic reason I'm here is because this is probably the first event of its kind, the first powwow that they've ever had here at the missions, and largely representing the Luiseño people. I grew up here. I went to school here. I was an altar boy at the mission. My family is all from here, and my history goes way back. And basically, it's just to support the mission and support the powwow. Really, in years past, there's never been anything to really acknowledge or commemorate in any way the American Indian or the California Indian, Luiseño, whatever you want to say, their contribution to the mission. So from what I understand of this, it's kind of something to show that part of the history of the mission and to shed a little bit of light on Indian cultures as a whole.
I'm from the Omaha tribe in Nebraska. My reservation is Macy, Nebraska. Indian name is Gala, which means going against a stream. So I'm part of the Turtle Clan, which is every different reservations, different tribes are made up of different clans. It's kind of like broken down in different societies. And I'm what they call a northern traditional dancer. Modern, I guess. My wife beaded all this beadwork here. It's U.S. Navy. The reason I did that is because I retired out of the Navy last year after 20 years, last May. So I did 20 years in there and had a good time, and I really benefited a lot from it. Native Indians consider people in the armed forces warriors, and it's well, then dancing is a northern tradition. It's a warrior. It used to be a warrior society, the way they danced, and so that's the way I dance right now. People around here are not powwow people. My wife is from the Kumeyaay tribe, and they call it powwow. They used to call it fiesta. They still call it fiesta. So it's powwows are not part of the tradition out here. That's just something that's multicultural. People borrowing from different cultures, different tribes, and bringing it out here. I use the eagle we consider the eagle a sacred bird. And it's a beautiful bird, and it's a strong bird. And the old days when feathers, these are considered the spirits was part of the warrior society. And if you ever see a powwow, one falls on the ground, then we have to do a ceremony to pick that up. It's considered picking up the spirit and then bringing it back.
I'm trying to create the animals as I see them. As they're out in the woods, I'm trying to imitate them with my hoops, trying to create as like an eagle. As it's soaring through the sky, I'm trying to create and imitate while he's flying. I'm trying to imitate him on the ground with my hoops, like flying as well, like I'm flying with him. As it's like my spirit will fly to the sky and fly with him. So that's what these hoops, that's what I do with these hoops. So we try and create and try to imitate and be with them instead of being like an individual. We try to work with them to create, to be with them, to see, as they're running or as they're flying or a flower being in bloom. We try to be like a flower standing still and then go into bloom to be a real pretty rose. And the hoops represents the circle of life. Like to the north, is when we were born. To the east is where we become into a teenager. To the south is where we become into an adulthood. And to the west as we pass on. So the circle, the hoops represents the circle of life, so it never ends. It just goes and goes. And we also, we see through the hoops, it's like a camera, because back then we didn't have nothing or pencil or paper to show our tribe. It was like a camera, and then we imitate the animals that we saw as we were going along the trail from one place to another as we pass to follow the buffalo. So we see on the trail what we can create, in like a bird, a snake, a buffalo, a hawk, an eagle, a butterfly, or a flower, or a lady making a basket. This represents what we can share to our people for what we have learned as we were growing up.
If I wouldn't give the invocation in the morning, and that's showing respect for an elder. And I do this all the time. I enjoy what I'm doing, and it's an honor. It's an honor that you can't refuse when your people ask you to do something like this.
What kind of things do you bring into your invocation that makes it special? What were you thinking about?
It makes you think of our ancestors and our elders and what great people that they were, and all of the teachings that they told us, and living with the land and surviving and having respect for each other, you know, and how to survive, and knowing all of the people and showing that this is our way of life. It's real. It's you can touch things, you can feel things. It's just like you are here, the smile, you, the people. You don't have to second guess anybody. You know, you already know where they're coming from, how they feel, and they know this also.
Is all about dancing with your heart for the Creator and joining together as people in fulfilling the 7th generation prophecy. Thank you. Ho, all my relations.